All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to BlueSync. Today is going to be a particularly awesome BlueSync. You're welcome, Ray. I'm glad you could hear that kind of floating through a little bit. So yeah, like I said, today's going to be a particularly great BlueSync. We have a special guest hosting, but before we get to her, just really briefly, I do want to remind everybody about our Home of the Week submission form. If you go into Schmidt Resources and you click on the Global Luxury Square, you are able, your agents or you as an ASC or manager are able to submit listings right here in the Home of the Week submission form. Just a really brief summary of what this is if this is new to you. This is a program we run a few weeks out of the month where we feature one of our global luxury properties across any of our regions, and we do a social campaign for them. We create a little video for them. We blast it out in some targeted audiences where we're across our markets, and specifically for luxury, and then of course we allow our agents obviously to share those on their social and do what they want there. Not every listing will get chosen because we do get a fair amount, but I do want to remind everybody about this. So if you have luxury listings in your office, that would be great for the program. Please submit them. Encourage your agents to submit them or submit them on behalf of them. It's a really simple Google form. You just, it's got the name, the email, the info on the listing. The one thing I do ask that if you do submit is please make sure to give us a link to download the photos and video if you have it. Not just to view them, not to just look at them on the listing, but to be able to download the files, whether that is through Dropbox, whether that's through Google Drive or something of that sort. That is a huge component to it. So please make sure you or your agents are submitting your luxury listings. But without further ado, I want to get us to our main topic today. I'm going to hand control over to Megan Ruediger, one of our lead designers in the marketing group, and she has a very cool project she has been working on and getting up to getting ready to roll out. So, Megan, I'm giving you access right now. Hopefully a little prompts up on your screen.
Yes.
All right. I can hear you and I can see you. It's all you, Megan.
Awesome. JD, you can see Schmidt Resources right now on my screen?
Sure can.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, everybody. Megan with the marketing group here. Well, first of all, actually, I want to make sure I say thanks to JD because he helped me kind of execute this project. So a shout out to him for being our awesome web guy. We have a really new, exciting offering from the marketing team. And it's accessible through Schmidt Resources. So we have an online marketing project request form that agents can utilize now to be requesting projects with the marketing team at any hour of the day and from anywhere that they have the internet, which is really cool. So if you go into Schmidt Resources and you go to your local region, we have it up here in the banner, but additionally, you'll always find it here in Marketing Resources. So if you or your agents click on Marketing Resources, you'll see this square here. We push right to the top, so it was nice and easy to find. Submit your design request here. Need help with a marketing project. So if agents click in here, you'll see that this form pops up. All the fields are required. They're able basically to submit their project requests and have a designer reach out to them directly to complete the rest of their project. So our marketing team obviously is trying to help as many agents and staff as possible to be able to utilize our design services. This is best, I would say, for new agents, especially that haven't created a relationship with a marketing team member. So as your ASCs have new agents coming on board and they're like, well, I don't know who to reach out to. This is a great option because what it does is it sends a request to me and then I automatically connect them with a designer. So we help to facilitate that initial interaction and get them hooked up with the designer. Another person that this is really great for is your agent who is a workaholic and they are at home wanting to submit a request. They have a harebrained idea at 2 a.m. in the morning when they're laying in bed, and they can come right to this form and submit a request to us, and we will get it as soon as we come to work in the morning because most of the marketing team is sleeping at 2 a.m. So I wanted to walk through a little bit kind of how this works. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a back end view as to what it looks like on the marketing team's end, what we see. So when the agent comes here, all of these forms are required. So they would be putting in their name, their email address. We always want to make sure we have all of the client's current contact information, so their phone number. Then here we get into some of the project details. So let's say that an agent needed a social media post graphic for a just listed property. And then in here, they could say 123 Smith Street. They could give us the MLS and they could say, I want to post a graphic, yada, 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 give us all of the details. They would come down here, and from this drop down, they would choose their company DBA so that we would know which region they're from, so we can be sure to use the correct logos. So I'm sitting here in Traverse City, Schmidt Realtors, and then they're also able to give us a desired completion date. So this kind of helps us manage expectations and know when they're wanting this project back, so we can be sure to turn it in a reasonable time frame. So here I would just say, let's say I need it by Friday, which would be 1/24/2020, and then they also select their office location, so we can be sure to include necessary information with the address, any contact information, office phone number. So we'll go down to Traverse City 522, where I am. And then the last piece here, oftentimes when agents or ASCs are asking for projects, they'll need to submit some files along with that, whether it's a new agent who has a headshot that they're wanting to include to put on their business card, or if there's some data that they want made into a nice chart to be posting, they can choose, do you have files to submit? For example, headshot, example graphics, logos, photos, etc. If so, we will reach out right away to get those submitted via email. So you would just say yes or no, and that lets us know that there are files needed or there aren't. So as soon as we submit this, the staff or agent will get a nice thank you note here letting us know that your request has been submitted, and then we let everyone know that one of our designers will be in touch with you via phone or email within the next 24 hours. So it is worth noting and making sure to let your agents know as well that this is Monday through Friday. So although our agents are working all the time, our designers are here Monday through Friday. So if they were to submit a project, say on a Friday night, a Saturday, a Sunday, those days wouldn't count in the 24 hours. So we would be sure to hit them up within 24 hours on the next business day, which would be a Monday. And we reach out to go over any project details, determine the time frame, and also let them know when they can expect to see approved. So to give you guys a little bit of back end, we won't go too much into detail, but as soon as that request is sent, it fires an email which pushes to our project management system. So we have an online job queue, and right here you'll see submitted jobs that need to be transferred. And as soon as I click on this project, we can see all of the information that was just submitted. And what I'm able to do then at this point is route this card to one of our designers to be able to complete the project, which is pretty awesome. So it's really hands off. It then goes to their board, and then they would be receiving an email from whoever that designated designer was that received the project. That designer then would handle all of the proofing, any of the edits, and then any submission of final files once the artwork was approved on. The goal really obviously is to remove as many barriers as possible when we're talking about helping our staff and agents utilize the marketing team. So as easy as we can make it to have agents get in touch with us to utilize our services, that's really what we're trying to do here. We know that some agents might be a little bit nervous, to reach out to us. Sometimes they go to their marketing group, and we always say, pick a designer, any designer. Sometimes that can be a little bit overwhelming because they haven't established a relationship with anyone yet. So this is a good way of kind of getting thrown into like a queue or a lottery, what have you, where then I assign a designer for them, and then they can start to establish that relationship and hopefully continue to utilize the design team and marketing team as they move forward and start to really execute on their marketing objectives for the year. So that's kind of it. It's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of fluff to it. It's literally go to the page, fill out the forms, and then we handle everything on the back end. Wondering if anyone might have any questions about that, if everything seems pretty clear. Give you guys a couple of minutes.
Yeah, guys,
I
make sure to
always,
type in your questions. Megan, can you go over real quick again where to find the submission form while we're waiting?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So if you visit schmidtresources.com, you can navigate to any region that you belong to. So just like you usually would, I'm from Michigan. I would click on Michigan. We currently have it featured up here in our banner as well. So you can click this banner. It's a live link, but it will always be housed right here under marketing resources. You click that square and then you'll see here right at the top, nice and big, submit your design request here when you need help with a marketing project, and it will go right to the marketing group. So super excited. If anyone has any notes or any feedback as they're using this form, we definitely don't want this to be replacing, phone communication or email communication. We don't want agents to not be emailing us. They still can reach out to us like they always have if that's working for them. But for any agents who, might not want to email or may not know whom to email, this is going to be a great resource. So just another way to get our staff and agents interacting with our team so that we can help everybody be successful.